When we all pictured the second semester of our senior year, I'm sure that we did not picture this outcome. I'm heartbroken that the year had to end with us in quarantine, but hey, it'll make an interesting story when we're older. What other class gets to say that they graduated during a global pandemic? I want to say thank you to our administration, teachers, and everyone else that has helped make this graduation possible. Although it might not be the exact graduation that we imagined, they still worked hard to make this ceremony special. There's something to learn from that. In life, you might not be able to control the situation, but you control how you react to it. For example, when I started high school, I was disappointed to find out that it was not at all like High School Musical. Not once did people burst out into song in the cafeteria or in the gym. Strangely enough, we did sing in French class though, but I don't remember the words. The thing is, I could not control that high school was not like how the movies portrayed it to be, but I chose to enjoy it the way it was. What really enhanced my high school experience was our teachers and faculty. I want to thank them for being our mentors, for preparing us for whatever we decide to do after high school, and for inspiring us. Our teachers have positively impacted our lives and helped us become who we are today. I'd also like to thank my family for supporting me throughout high school. It has definitely been a memorable 4 years, from our freshman selves getting absolutely crushed during Spirit Week to winning our senior year. Our experiences in high school have allowed us to grow as individuals. We have made friends and created memories that we will always look back on fondly. When I look back on my high school career, I personally remember running track and doing cross-country skiing. In those sports, I did distance races. When you race, there comes a time when you're out of breath, your legs burn, and you just want to give up. It'd be so easy to just stop racing, and the pain would go away. Trust me, I've contemplated giving up while racing plenty of times. I've thought about maybe faking an injury or accidentally getting disqualified. The reason I never followed through with those thoughts or quit is because I knew that I would regret it. Yes, quitting would give me the instant satisfaction, but in the long run, pun intended, I would have remorse. I knew I'd be disappointed with myself. Every time I would tell myself to just keep going and to make it to the finish line. If I have to walk, so be it. I know that some of you do not like running, probably most of you. However, this situation is applicable in your day-to-day lives. When you want to give up, motivate yourself to keep going. No matter how slowly you may have to go, make it to the finish line. And while doing so, do not be afraid to make mistakes. We're going to mess up, not once, not twice, but multiple times. However, your failure does not define you. What defines you is what you do after you fail. If you mess up, who cares? Just keep persevering and stay determined, and never give up. While running a race, when you finally cross that finish line, after thinking the whole race you might not be able to do it, it makes you realize that anything is possible when you put your mind to it. When you work hard, you can achieve anything. As we are leaving high school, I know you have plans, goals, and dreams. As content creators Rhett McLaughlin and Link Neal have said, sometimes the most important part of the journey is just deciding to go. So get started on accomplishing your dreams and goals. Make sure to pursue them with everything that you have. Do not be afraid to dream big. Through hard work, perseverance, and determination, any dream or goal is possible. You create your own future. I want to thank each and every one of my classmates for making the past 4 years so memorable. I'm grateful to have met all of you, and I am proud to be in this class. Although this chapter in our lives is coming to a close, there are so many memories and goals to be accomplished ahead of us. We have so much of our lives to live, and I cannot wait to see where it takes all of us. I'm excited to see what amazing things all of you will accomplish. Cheers to the class of 2020, to our future and the good things to come. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for all coming to this rather unique graduation ceremony. It's honestly been so long since I've been to the school that I almost had to look up the address before coming today. I'm honestly surprised to even recognize any of my fellow classmates. Kidding, of course. In all seriousness, it is my greatest pleasure to have the opportunity to stand before you and deliver this speech. I would like to thank the teaching staff that challenged and nourished our learning, the administration for always striving to improve the school and support us, the guidance office for making sure we are actually able to graduate, the custodial staff for maintaining the school, and the many parents and families that have supported us through this period of our lives. Now, I'm sure there are a few of you out there thinking, I bet he's going to talk about the pandemic. And guess what? I'm going to talk about the pandemic. As much as I would love to ignore everything that's going on in favor of giving you my version of an inspirational TED Talk, I felt it would be a disservice to us not to touch upon these events that would have affected the class of 2020 so deeply. Our class is under some of the most unique circumstances that any class has experienced in over a century. And I won't sugarcoat anything. This pandemic has kind of sucked. I certainly know that none of us started our senior years wishing to ourselves. I hope this year plays out like a Stephen King novel. But here we are. We've missed out on our last sports seasons, our senior traditions, our last week of finals, although I don't think anyone's complaining about that, and our last chance to experience the privileges of high school. Despite these circumstances that have quite literally plagued the country, I'd like to think that this pandemic reflects our class's ability to withstand change. As we've all gone through life so far, our class has experienced change, be it individually or as a whole, that has tested our willingness to push forward. We've had classmates come and go, experienced personal losses, and dealt with the transitions between each stage of education. In high school, this sentiment has rung especially true. We've made new friends, tried new things, and have spent time trying to figure out what defines us. I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely not the same person I was when I was a freshman. At least I hope not. The knowledge of these changes brings me comfort in this time of unease. Ultimately, what we've learned and experienced throughout high school has been a trial run for life as an adult. This pandemic is another test to see if our class is ready to move on and head into the next chapter of our lives. Of course, I can't say that it's been all bad. Getting less work and having more free time have certainly been perks that I imagine everyone has been taking advantage of. But it still doesn't hide the fact that we lost our senior year in the span of a week. As unfortunate as it is, though, I think that sums up life pretty well. There will always be situations that we don't expect, periods of our lives where we're trying to figure things out. That's just the nature of life. There's ups and downs, highs and lows, big changes and small changes. But it's how we choose to confront these situations, how we choose to handle the adversity that comes with change that makes us grow. High school hasn't been preparing us for graduation itself, that's simply the reward for making it this far. What we've truly been preparing ourselves for is what comes after graduation, trying to ready ourselves to plunge into the unknown. Most classes go through their senior year knowing to expect the unexpected upon leaving high school. The class of 2020, however, has had the unexpected brought directly to us. We never got a letter in the mail that warned us, by the way, you should probably know that we'll be in quarantine for 2 months this year. We didn't get a warning at all. In the blink of an eye, life as we knew it was completely changed. For some, this change may have been positive, for others, maybe not so much. Like with any change, though, we move forward. At the beginning of freshman year, most of us were extremely nervous. A lot of us, or at least me, weren't sure if we could survive the stresses and unknowns of high school. Today, we're about to receive our diplomas and begin a completely new journey. As I stand here today, our fortitude and unwavering determination only becomes more clear. From surviving world history to living through life in quarantine, we've proven that we can make it through anything. As frightening as it is to leave this stage of our lives and begin a new one, I have the utmost confidence that we will do so with courage and in stride. Even if this pandemic lasts another 5 years, our class will keep marching on, because that's what we do best. So, to the class of 2020, I would wish us luck in our future endeavors, but I know I don't need to. Thank you.